श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओं। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। उकारस्वन्धकारो वैरुकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः विषेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो नमः। प्रज्ञानां शुप्रदानैः स्थिरचरनिकरव्यापिभिर्व्याप्य लोकान् भुक्त्वा भोगान् स्तविष्टान् पुनरपि दिषणोद्भासितान् कामजन्यान् पीत्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् स्वपिति मधुरभुङ् मायया भोजयन्नः। मायासङ्ख्या तुरीयं परममृतमजं ब्रह्म यत्तन्नतोऽस्मि। ॐ शून्यमेव तर्हि तत् न मिथ्याविकल्पस्य निर्निमित्तत्वानुपपत्तेः न हि रजतसर्पपुरुषमृगतृष्णिकादिविकल्पाः शुक्तिकारज्जुस्थाणुशरादिव्यतिरेकेण अवस्तु आस्पदाः शक्याः कल्पयितुम्। एवं तर्हि प्राणादिसर्वविकल्पास्पदत्वात् तुरीयस्य शब्दवाच्यत्वम् इति न प्रतिषेधैः प्रत्यायत्वम् उदकाद्याधारस्यैव घटादेः। Bhashyakara is starting to introduce the next portion of the Upanishad, the Agama, because in between there were about 10 Karikas which were there, after which the Agama portion is now going to start again. The Upanishad started to say that there are 4 padas, and the first 3 padas are Vishwa Taijasa Prajnaha. It has told. Now in the Krama, the 4th pada naturally has to be told. When you say pada, means a quarter. So if I say that 1 rupee I am dividing into 4 quarters, and then I start saying the first quarter I will buy some chocolate, the second quarter I am going to give it for some betel leaf, and the third quarter I am going to do dana, let's say. The natural question is, what about the 4th quarter? That is called Krama Praptaha. In the order of describing, it is the 4th. So we need to understand that. The Krama is that you said there are 4 padas. What is the 4th? Okay. So now the natural question is, are there 4 states? Or is the 4th state different from the other 3? That we need to understand. So before revealing that, the Shastra is going to say na antah prajnam, na bahish prajnam, na ubhayatah prajnam, na prajnana ghanam, na prajnam, na aprajnam. Like that it is going to tell. The Bhashyakara is introducing that. Chaturtah padaha kramapraptaha vaktavyaha itiyaha na antah prajnam ityadina. So the 4th quarter is being described as na antah prajnam, na bahish prajnam, na ubhayatah prajnam. through negating words, the fourth quarter is being revealed, is how he is introducing it. But he gives the Siddhanta Paksha first, before bringing the Purva Pakshis in. What is the Siddhanta Paksha? Sarva Shabda Pravritti Nimitta Shunyatvat Tasya Shabda Anabhideyatvam iti Vishesha Pratishedena eva Turiyam Nirdidikshati. The Turiyam is a word he is introducing because Shastra is going to tell that. What is this Turiyam? The Chaturiyam. Chaturiyam means fourth. What is this fourth one? It's not fourth state. Because we were going to talk about four things. There are four things that are going to be spoken about. First thing spoken about was Vishwam. Second thing spoken about was Taijasaha. Third one that was spoken about was Prajna. Now the fourth one is going to be spoken about, that is Turiyam. But that Turiyam is being described as Na Antah Prajnam, Na Bahish Prajnam. Means Vishesha Pratishedhena. So the Nirdesha of Turiyam, the determination of Turiyam is not done by positive word, but negating words. Why should it use negating words? Will be the question. So the Siddhanta Paksha Shastrakara says, Sarva Sabda Pravritti Nimitta Sunyatvat. All the Shabda Pravrittis are not capable of directly revealing the object. Shabda Anabhideyatvam. Abhidana Abhideyasam. Lakshana Lakshya Sambandha may be there. You are still using the Shastra only to understand. Otherwise, your question will be, hey, if you are saying Shabda Pravritti Nimitta Sunyatvam is there on this Vastu, then why are you teaching this Shastra? You don't have to teach, no, because there is a Shabda Anavideyatvam. That's why this is what is the mysticism, cause of all the mysticism. Somebody reads it, will say, Sarva Shabda Pravritti Nimitta Sunyam is Brahman. Therefore, Brahman cannot be taught. Therefore, truth is a pathless land. Only donkeys will carry the books. But then your question will be, okay, but I still need this jnanam. How will I get it? Not jnanam, at least this moksham. The Brahma Anubhava. Then people will say, it is beyond all this books and knowledge. It is an experience of bliss. The bliss with capital B. You sit in deep meditation, that Brahman bliss will happen. And that bliss is thousands and thousand times more than all the other bliss. Like that, they will then get into all this fantasy trip. So naturally, if it is not Shabda Pravritti Nimitta Shunya, if it has Sarva Shabda Pravritti Nimitta Shunyatvam, then there is no point in teaching. So if that means it cannot be taught, then what is all this Nachiketa and this and that, so many Guru Shishya Parampara, all that the same Shastra is talking. Forget all the Vartika and Bhashya and Karika and all that. Within the Upanishad, the Guru Shishya is spoken about, right? Yama and Nachiketa Samvada. Like that, Yajnavalkya Samvada. Like that, there are many Samvadas are there. Katha Upanishad is there. Even Yatova imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti. Also there he says, Tad vijijñāsasva. May you learn, may you know about it. May you have developed the want to know about it. Vijijñāsasva. Jnātumichcha. Create the want to learn. Nurture the liking to know about it. That's what it means. That means it is available for jnanam. So The Shabda Anabhideyatva means it cannot be named and you recognize it. When I say cow, a padartha comes to your mind called cow. When I use the word star, a padartha comes to your mind, which is star, because there is a abhidana abhideya sambandha. Anything which is objectified. Maybe today you don't know about, say, Griffith building in Colchester. Now you may not know. So Griffith building may not bring an object in your mind. You will say, hey, that also doesn't bring an object in my mind. But that is because at this time you haven't seen, but it is still available. The Griffiths building of Colchester is available for objectification. So even if you don't know about it today, you can get to know about it after a year, after 2 years, and it can, the moment I say Griffith, or you can look at a picture and it is available to you because it is objectifiable and it is part of your experience. Therefore, avideyatvam is there for those kind of objects, including emotions. Those are all not only tangible objects, even concepts are available for abhideyat. It has a abhidana abhideya sambandha. Suppose I say heat, there is a, it's not seen, but it is felt. Suppose I say anger, it's an emotion, but still there is a abhidana abhideyatvam is there for that. But when I say Brahman, unless you have jnanam, the word Brahman, there is no abhideya that can come to your mind. Only your own imagined concepts will come because it was never available to you for objectification. Therefore, sarva sabda pravritti nimitta sunyam. It is sabda anabhideyam. The natural question then is, if it is anabhideyam, words cannot be used to reveal. Does it even exist? How can Nisheda help you do that? By negating, how can you see? If, like we saw in the previous session, if words itself are not able to bring it, a direct word like cow, is a cow has 4 legs. It has 2 horns. Suppose I say, then with all these words, something is, however, vaguely you understand what is a bison. Bison is like a cow. It's larger than cow. Something, right? These words will help you understand what is a bison. So because there are positive words. There is it is, it is revealing some object to you. So it is easy. Now I am going to only say it is not this, it is not that, it is not that. How can you understand? Suppose you want to understand anaconda and I say it is not like a reptile, it is not like an insect, like that. Suppose I just keep saying, will you understand anything? You won't. That is where the question is. He asked the question, Shunyameva tarhi tate. Means some non-existent thing you are just talking about, because you yourself are saying words are not going to reveal it. Then what is the point? Everything in the world that I can think about can be revealed through some word. Whether you have named it today or not, those are nameable. Here you are saying it is not even nameable. And with the name, you can't reveal it. So suppose in 19 or 1800s or early 1900s, there was nothing called computer or an aeroplane. There was no word also for that. Today, after 100 years, there is an aeroplane, there are computers, and there are words for it. So the word computer and word aeroplane probably came after those, around the time of those inventions, correct? In some form. Now the naming helped you to associate an object to an abhidana. These abhideyas, computer and all this, are linked to the name, the abhidanas like computer, aeroplane, those kind of things. So at least it is associatable at some point in time. Here you are saying anabhideyam. That means it can be only shunyam. Now you will ask this question. See, we have anyway kept the name Brahman. We have kept the name Atma. Why do we need to discuss all this? Let's just accept that its name is Brahman and move forward. No, that'll be your question. The problem is not about whether we named or not named. I already, I think, spoke in one session. The words are used to reveal what it is. This discussion also is only to reveal Brahman. That's all. Whether we have named it or this name is better, that name is better, that's not the point. The point here is you understand the Vastu which is non-objectifiable. There is only one such Vastu. And to make you recognize that Vastu, all this discussion is. That's all. Otherwise, it will be Nirartakam only, it will sound to you. No? Why unnecessarily we are discussing this whole discussion about whether it can have a name or not? What is the point? The point is to understand what it is. What is Brahman is the Lakshya for us. Not whether naming it as Brahman or if we can have an English name, right? That is not the point. So here the Purva Pakshi comes and asks, Sunyameva Tarhi. So maybe there is nothing called Brahman. You are just saying, words won't reveal it, but you are saying something has to be understood. Maybe there is nothing like that. There's all this no. For everything you are going to say na pragyam, na bhagish pragyam, na ubhayata pragyam, na prajnanaganam, na antah pragyam. Whatever is conceivable, you are going to say no, neti. Mano buddhi hankara chittani naham. Nachagrana netre, all that. Everything no, you are going to negate. Then whatever I can talk, you are going to say no, it's not that. Then that means Sunyam only. Total absence is what is Brahman. Na mitya vikalpasya nirnimitvatva anupapattehe. Without a substance underneath, there cannot be whatever we are negating. That negating thing could not have been part of your perception unless there was some satvastu underneath it. It's not that Brahman is not prajnam aprajnam. In fact, what we are saying is all that is here is one vastu, and that vastu is not prajnam, aprajnam, prajnanaganam, ubhayata prajnam, antah prajnam, whatever. So we need to understand there is a difference. All that is here is that Brahma Vastu, Turiya Vastu, and that Turiya Vastu is not what you can objectify. It is not one of the things which is Brahman. If we say that, then you can say it is Sunyam. There is nothing called Brahman, we can say. But that's not how it is said. All that is here is Brahman. And that Brahman is not Bahish Prajnam, Antah Prajnam, Ubhayata Prajnam, Prajnanaganam. Therefore, Bhashyakara says, without Aspada, all this Prajna, Aprajna, Ubhayata Prajna, Bahish Prajna, all this itself is not possible. You couldn't have even used those words and associate them with some things. There has to be an Aspada. Without Aspada, there can't be anything. Nahi Rajata Sarpa Purusha Mrigadrishnikaadi Vikalpaha Shuktika Rajata Stanu Usharadi Vyatirekena Avastu Aspadaha Shakyaha Kalpaitam. It is not possible to imagine things like seen silver, seen snake, seen man, seen mirage water without some things underneath appearing as them. Like silver appears because there is a shining Shuktika shell that is lying on the ground. You are walking, something glitters. Oh, there is a silver coin, and you take it is a flat stone with, some kind of glitterness on it. Similarly, there is a snake lying, you start running, but it doesn't move. Then slowly you go and see it is a rope or something similar. Then the bird is flying, thinking there is a man standing in the field. After 2, 3 rounds, it comes and sees, no, it's not a man, it's just a stalk. Likewise, I'm driving on the road, it looks like there is water on the road. I go near, there is no water, it disappears. It was mirage. But all these things are not total absence, but it is seen on something else. Therefore, aspadam has to be there. Till this we saw. Evam tarhi pranadi sarva vikalpa aspadatvat तुरीयस्य शब्दवाच्यत्वम् इति न प्रतिषेधैः प्रत्यायत्वम् उदकाद्याधारस्यैव घटादेः. So a pot is adhara for water, aspada for water. This aspada is a word in we use as. As is a word you would have heard in these tapatis and all. No, you want to have them. I was dealing with some tapatis for that mutt construction. So both the Swadavele that they do, know that all the sculpture work, as well as people who do brass work, everything, they have something called as. As is like your skeleton template. First they create that mold, right? And they create that. On top of it, they then basically build everything. I feel that it has come from this aspadam. Aspada is the avyagrita swarupa from which the whole jagat has manifested. So this aspadam is sarva vikalpa. All the vikalpas are on top of it. The template or the mold creates a basic structure. Suppose I want to create one. See, we did the mold of a Panchaloka idol of Adi Shankaracharya in that mutt. What do? They create a mold, and then they pour all this Panchaloka lohas in it, molten, and then a basic Shankaracharya idol is formed. And then they work on it. Okay, they chisel it, they tone it, and then they put it in the lathe machine and all that. Whatever is needed is done on top of it. So vikalpanam aspadam. So all the variations, all the embellishments are done on the basic mold. So you first create molten material into a basic structure. So like that here sarva vikalpa aspadam for what? Pranadi. Prana we already saw is avyakrita. Prana means avyakritam. From avyakritam only everything comes. All the jagat comes. Manifestation of urdhva moolam adhashakam aswattam prahuravyayam chandamsi yasya varnani yastam veda savedavite adascha urdhvam prasritaha tasya shakaha gunapravriddha vishayapravalaha adascha moolani anusandadani karmanubandhini manushya like that in Gita Bhagavan says, no? Like that, the whole manifestation with all its variegations is pranadi, vikalpaha. Starts with avyaktam. So this avyakritam, like in the case of our 3 states, it is the prajnaha. Prajna has the aspadatvam, bijatvam in it. And then you wake up into dream or vacant state. So that's why he says pranadi sarva vikalpa aspadam. Prana is the main because avyakrita is the first step in the srishti. Without avyakrita, there is no srishti, right? The maya. That's why that is what is prana here. We already saw that in the other session. So pranadi sarva vikalpa aspadatvat turiyasya sabdavachyatvam. Okay, so this is Purva Paksha. He says, you are saying that this Turiya is the Aspada for Sarva Vikalpa. He doesn't take it as a Maya Karyam. He takes it as a Satkaryam only, right? Sadvastu, it changes itself into all this Jagat. So it is Aspada, like in the case of mold. Though it is initially it is one molten, then eventually it has become like Adi Shankaracharya statue. There were so many things which got done on it, right? Which is date, you put it in lathe machine, you make it shine, fingers were all separated, all that was done. That means changes happened on it. It is a thing on which everything changed, and then finally you have the end product, which is this Jagat. So if that is the case, there should be Shabdavachyatvam. You should say this is what is Brahman. You are seeing the product in front of you. There is Adi Shankaracharya statue in front of you. Then you say, what is the cause of this? This is Panchaloha. So these things, iron, copper, brass, whatever, right, were all molten together. Bronze, not brass, bronze, copper, iron, silver, gold, everything was molten and mixed together. And that is the cause of this Panchaloha Vigraha. Like that, there should be Turiyasya Shabdavachyatvam should be there. Instead of like water is in the pot. Shankaracharya statue is on this molten Panchaloha. So therefore the cause on which it is all sitting is this Gata, or the one that is holding water is Gata, or the one that is there as this Vigraha is the Panchaloha. Like that you can directly say. Why are you saying Pratishedaihi? By negating the question. Bhashyakara says, Na pranadi vikalpasya asatvat Shuktikadishiva Rajatadehe. What you say is correct, sir, only if there is a Sat to Sat. If both are true, if milk or both are of same reality, like a milk has become curd, or curd finally, from curd you took butter out, and that butter you melt, and then there is ghee. Now what is this ghee? You say this is this milk. How can milk be ghee? They can't even, there's no way they are similar. The color is different, the density is different, right? Everything is different. Viscosity is different. And you are saying ghee is milk, but you can explain. And you can say this is that, or this has become that, this is the aspada for that. Easy. You can say this is milk, this is the aspada for this ghee. And you can explain the process because they are same levels of reality. Here pranadi vikalpasya asatvat shuktikadishiva rajatadehe. One is satyam, the other is mithya. But more importantly, he will come to the point. This is the first level of response, he says. Pranadi vikalpasya asatvat shuktikadishiva rajatadehe. Like in the pebble stone, you can see the silver. The silver, there is no silver. It's only the stone which is there. So you can't give the karyakarana sambandha for them. And then he says, Nahi sadasatoho sambandaha shabda pravritti nimitta bhak. So when the relationship is one of satyam and mithya, one is absolute reality, other is superimposed reality, then that relationship and understanding cannot be through the words. Avastutvat, there is no reality in it. There is no vastu. Because you are trying to understand here, see, but more importantly, the problem is not, in fact, the examples also you have to understand have their own limitations. In the case of stone and silver, as well as in the case of Sthanu Purusha, all the examples we saw, right? Rajju Sarpa, Sthanu Purusha, and the Shuktika Rajatam, and Brigatrishnika Usharadesha, and all that. Both of them, in all four examples, both the Satyam and Mithya are objectified things. Okay. So here we are talking totally a different thing. Example, see, you can't give an exact example here because there is only one instance of Atma Anatma Sambandha. There are not many such things. There is no other thing. Therefore, only to just understand the Satyam Mithya, it is used. We have to keep that in mind. Because in this case, Nisheda, why is it necessary? Because it is your own Swarupa. Now, your own Swarupa, you are taking it as something else. And that something else nature has to be negated so that your Swarupa is understood properly. That is why it is Satya Mithya Sambandha. Whatever you are seeing, whatever you are perceiving yourself as is not you. And whatever you are seeing as this, there is no this. That is also you only. And that is why it is avastu. Whatever is seen as this, the thisness alone is truth. I mean, the thisness, the essence of the thisness, which is the satta, alone is truth, and that comes from you. Everything else, the gunam and all that, the attribute, nature of it is all avastu. That's what he's going to say now. Napi pramanantara vishayatvam swarupena. It is not available for any other means of knowledge, like your eyes, nose, touch, all those pratyaksha or anumana or upamana, arthabati, anupalabdhi. None of these pramanas are going to be helpful because it is not available for objectification. For even in your mind also, you cannot perceive through this cognition like your emotions. It's not like that. In fact, whatever you think, it is not that. Because there is no attribute at all. Your mind can only think of attributes. That's why it's nasattan nasaduchyate. Neither sat nor asat. Everything is only a relative standing. Atmanaha nirupadikatvat. There is no upadi for Atma. Then you will ask, hey, Jivatma has this upadi, which is Jivatva upadi, Manishya upadi, Tiryag upadi, Vriksha upadi, all that we talk about Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Karmendriya, and then we say it's all upadi dharma. Now you are suddenly saying Atma is nirupadikam. Yes, that is how it is. That's why Paramartha, Aparamartha, and both are there. Bhashyakara is going to say Paramartha, Aparamartha Jnanam. This Brahman is known by as a Paramartha Brahman and Aparamartha Brahman also. Saguna Brahma and Nirguna Brahman. There are words Sadeva Saumya Idam Agrasi Dekameva Dvitiyam Tat Satyam Saatma Tattvamasi Shvetaketo. Then this Sat, from this Sat alone the whole world has come. Tadaikshata Sokamayata Bahusyam Prajayeya. Like that there are Veda Vakyas, Shruti Vakyas, which says Brahman has become this Jagat. And then there are other kind of words. Nasattan nasaduchyate, aprajnam, na ubayata prajnam, na prajnanaganam. Like that there are total negation. None of it, there is no, where is the Srishti or what is the Srishti? There is no Srishti. So that is Paramartha Brahma Vakyas. The Shruti Vakyas which are talking about Paramartha Brahma. And Aparamartha Brahma is Jagat Karanam Brahma. Both are Brahman only, but from standpoints. From the standpoint of Brahman, there is no Jagat. From the standpoint of Jagat, it is all Brahman. That is called empirical reality. This switch, what is this? This is Brahma Jnana. Unless you understand this empirical reality and paramarthika reality, it is impossible to understand, gain this jnana. Both have to be understood at the same time. Satyam and Mithya have to be understood together. Brahman and Maya have to be understood together. In the wake of one understanding only, the other thing happens. So this empirical reality and all that we have to understand. So from the drishti, like I used to say, right? Puji Swamiji used to say, in my understanding of clay, there is no part. But in my understanding of pot, there is always clay. I mean, the clay pot world. So that is one Paramartha Brahma and Aparamartha Brahma. Therefore, here Nirupadikatvam Swarupataha Atma is Nirupadika. Because there is no Jagat Srishti at all. Atma doesn't have any Upadhi. But from Deha Drishtiya, Jiva Drishtiya, we have to explain to understand what is Brahman, we say it is Upadhi. Because we have to show what is Atma Swarupa. So we say all this is Upadhi Dharma. Means these are not Atma Guna. To understand what is Atma, we have to distinguish. That's why people don't understand. Westerners don't. They think, in fact, some people even say Shankara didn't have an understand. He is confusing. It's not that. That it is. There is a prakriya. There is a way to make you understand what is Brahman. So we have to, because you start with Jagat, Shaka Chandra Nyayam only. This is what you see. You are right now seeing the Jagat. So the teaching has to start from that point only. Then only it can take you to Brahman. If suddenly I come and say all this is Maya, only Brahman is there, you will say, he's talking some gibberish and walk out. And you won't, because you won't understand, you are justified in doing that. So we have to start the teaching from what you are experiencing and seeing. All those experiences have to be explained away. Then only your knowledge can happen. So this Upadhi is from the drishti of teaching that Brahman is Nirupadikam. To teach that, we have to put all the whatever you are thinking as Atma Dharma, we have to say these are not Atma Gunas. These are Upadhi Guna, Upadhigata Dharma. Then, if everything is Upadhigatam, what is remaining is the Atma, will make you understand what is Atma. Then you will see that, Atma doesn't have any Upadhi. Atmanaha Nirupadhigatvat. Gavadivat napi jatimatvam. It is neither, so what, so is Atma a jati, is a category. So this is in Nyaya, right? Nyaya Shastra, Tarka. They define what are the padarthas. What are the things which can be called padartha, which is the abhidanas will lead to some abhidayas. Suppose that is a padartha. I have a pada and there is something associated with that pada which is called padartha. It can be a tangible object, it can be an attribute, it can be something, right? So what are the padarthas? The first question, right? So Nyaya Tarka starts Dravya Guna Karma Samanya Vishesha Samavaya Abhavaha Sapta Padarthaha. There are 7 padarthas. Dravya, tangible objects. Guna, attributes. Karma, actions. Then there are some another 4 things, which is characteristics. Samanya, general attributes, generality. Vishesha, specificness. Samavaya, that is something that they define. That is a relationship between 2 things invariably existing. That is what is Samavaya. And then Abhavaha, absence is another thing they define. Dravya Guna Karma Samanya Vishesha Samavaya Abhavaha Saptapadartha. These are 7 things, is how the Nayayika defines what exists. So Bhashyakara almost toes that line to say it is not jati. Like, because Dravyatvam is due to, what is Dravya? Dravya is a jati, no? Jati only. A cow means it's a jati. Before you get to Vyakti, you first say it's a jati. This is a Jersey cow with 2 horns, suppose I say. Then cow is a jati. Jersey cow is another jati, a category. Like that, you get to Neelam Mahat Sugandhi Utpalam. Like that, we take that example. No? So, Gavadivat Napi Jativatvam. This Brahman doesn't have any jati. Jati means a classification, a group, a set. So, Brahman is not a jati. There is no one Brahman known. Where is the question of jati or group? Then, Advitiyatvena Samanya Vishesha Bhavat. So, there is no common attributes or there is no specific attribute because there is no second thing. Only one. And then what? Napi Kriyavatvam Pachakadivate Jati Guna Karma, we said, no? So, jati was gone, Guna is gone. Karma also not there. Because first of all, Pachana Kriya, if you have to do, there should be all this Karakas has to be there. Karta, Karma, Karanam, Sampradana, Apadana, all that has to be there. Like in people who know Sanskritam, they know. So in order for you to have this Karakas, there should be a second object. When there is a Karta, there should be Karma. Kartuhu ipsitatamam Karma. If there are 2-3 things in a sentence, what is it that is desired most by the karta, the person, swatantraha karta. Panini defines it like that. What is a kartrikarakam? Swatantrah karta. In a sentence, whoever is the most independent, who's not actually touched by any of those things, is the karta. That is the Brahman only. Swatantrah karta. Fine. But kartuhu ipsitatamam karma. So then there should be something which is desired most by the karta. Here there is nothing to desire. Aptakamasya kaspriha. In Karikakara said, no, in the previous Karika. So there is no ipsa. Because there is no other thing. Similarly, where is Karanam? Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavi, Brahmagno, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaivadena Gantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina. The Karanam also is Brahma only. Sampradayam, Apadanam, everything is Brahman. There is no other thing. Therefore, Kriyavatvam Nasti Pachakadivate. There is no action also. If there is an action, then if Brahman is action, then you can give a word. Okay, this is what is Brahman. If Brahman has a Samanya Dharma, you can say this is what, like Sasnadimatvam, Goho, Lakshanam, Samanya Lakshanam, Gotva Jatimatvam, Gunavatvam Va, Dravya Samanya Lakshanam, like that. Jatimatvam, Gunavatvam should be there. Then only Samanya Lakshanam is there for Dravya. Dravyatva Jatimatvam, Gunavatvam Va, Davya Samanya Lakshanam. Is how that Nayayika defines what is Dravyam. Therefore, here Gavadivat Napi Jatimatvam is there for Brahman. It is not a jati. Neither is it Samanya Visesha, nor it is Kriya. So there is no Padarthatvam is not there. That's what is like your Nayayika has Saptapadarthaha, right? If Brahman doesn't fall into all those 7 categories, then it is not a Padartha. Avikriyatvat, there is no Vikriya, there is no change. Kartritvam or Karmatvam or Karanatvam, nothing is there in Brahman. Napi Gunavatvam doesn't have attributes. Neeladivate, Nirgunatvat, Brahman is Nirgunam. Now you will ask this question, hey, how are you saying? No, maybe it has Gunam. No, but Shastra says it's Nirgunam. This is Shastra Pramana only we are taking, no? Because what else? You can't say, somebody can't say, I know Brahman, I have Jnanam, therefore it is Nirgunam. If he says, that doesn't become a Pramana, because how do you know that person knows? Therefore, Shastra only we can quote. The Nirgunatvam is said by Shastra. So it is Nirgunam. So there is no Gunavatvam, Shastra has negated. Therefore it is That it can't be a padartha from a gunavatvam perspective. So these things only can be named sapta padartha. Dravya guna karma samanya vishesha samavaya abhava. Brahman is not abhava also, we have already seen. The only thing Bhashyakara doesn't talk about is samavaya, because we don't even accept an entity called samavaya. That is a concept that Nayayika has brought in. Samavaya is a very specific concept brought in by Nayayika, so Bhashyakara doesn't even pick up to negate it, because there is no common understanding. It is a paribhasha of Nayayika only. It is not a Laukika paribhasha, so he doesn't use samavaya and negate it. Okay. All others, dravya he has negated, guna he has negated, karma is negated, samanya vishesha he has negated, even abhavatvam he has negated earlier, right? Shunyameva tarhi, that also he has negated. Therefore, at least 6 of the padarthas he negated. Samavaya he doesn't pick up because it has no relevance in the common parlance. It's only a Nayayika paribhasha. So whatever is the definition of padartha, Brahman doesn't fall into that definition of padartha. Therefore, ataha na abhidanena nirdesham arhati. You cannot say using words, this is what is Brahman. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. So the words are bouncing back. But because it is you, through negation, it is cognizable. That is why Shastra is there. Shasha Visha, so that also he addresses here. Sasha Vishanadi Samatvat Nirartakatvam Tarhi. Purvapakshi says, if you are saying it is neither jati, neither dravya, neither guna, nor kriya, nor vishesha, nor samanya, nor abhava, at least abhava you can accept that. Also you are not accepting. Then let it be like a Sashavishana, rabbit's horn. You can go to Antarctica and search for a rabbit's horn, you won't find it. Because there is no meaning. There's nothing. You know rabbit, you know horn. So you are combining that and saying rabbit's horn. There is no such thing. Sashavishanadi samatvat. So it is like a rabbit's horn. Adipadam. So there are many such things, right? Vandhyaputra, Sashada. We talk about so many things. All this combination words. Shashavishanadi. Like rabbit's horn, it is nirartakam. There is no artha. There are only words. There is no object. It's there is no abhideya. Sashavishana is an abhidana, but there is no abhideya padartha, nirartakam. Bhashikara says, na atmatvavagame turiyasya anatmatrishna vyavritti hetutvat shuktikavagame iva rajata trishnayaha. Nirartakam was what Purvapakshi used. It's a waste of time to search for a rabbit horn. You are not going to get it, nor is it going to be of any use to you. Bhashikara says, no. Atma avagame anatma trishna vyavritti hetu. All this samsara, going after anatma, whatever is being objectified by you is what you are going after. Throughout the life you are running like this laps. You have this stadium, and around the stadium you have these hurdle and all those things, right? The running race, 100 meters, 200 meters, all that. The circles are put in the stadium, and you keep running like the check mud, right? The oxes which go around the groundnut oil extraction thing in those days. So these will keep on going. It'll keep going for days and days and days and years, but it doesn't go even 100 meters, right? It stays in the same place. It can keep running. Like that, in these laps that you do in a stadium, you keep on running. So one ISKCON person spoke about life. I was talking to him. This was many years back. He said, it's like that people are running in that. One guy will fall down and he will be taken in a stretcher, moved away. Others will join, keep running, and then one by one people will fall off and then kept getting removed from there. That is what is life, he said. Because you keep running. Because on all this anatma, whole life goes, I want this, I want that, I want this. Unsatisfied with yourself all the time from the birth to the death. Just running after things. Nirartakam. Like Bhashyakara said, no? That magician. What is the use of this Nirartaka Srishtivada? Like that, Anatma Trishna Vyavritti Hetu. All this Trishna, this longing for Anatma. Anatma is everything. All the search for happiness, objects wise, emotion wise. All the Purusharthas, Dharmartha Kama. Even moksha, everything is same. It's a Trishna only, no? Moksha also is a Trishna. It's slightly better because it relieves you from the Trishna. Therefore, it is okay. But otherwise, that is also Trishna. That's why it is categorized as Purushartha. That is a Trishna. That is a longing. Because until you get to that, like the river, which has started from the Himalayas, Ganga, till it reaches the ocean, it will keep running with all noise. Hitting anything on the way, it will just thrash it and then go to the ocean. Till it reaches the ocean, it will be restless only. Like that, this Anatma Trishna is there throughout. You just keep running and rolling and one after the other being hit in the process. So, but that Trishna is gone when Atma Avagame. When by in the dawn of or in the gain of Atma, in the dawn of Brahmajnana, Turiyasya Atma Avagame. This Turiya, when it is understood as Atma, Atmatva Avagame. So this Turiya, which is Brahman, Turiya is another word for Brahman. That's why I said there is no name. Shastra uses somewhere Indra, Indro Maya Vif Pururupa Iyate. Indra is used for Brahman. Turiya is used for Brahman. Brahman is used for Brahman. Atma is used for Brahman. Paramatma is used for Brahman. Anything. Prana is used. Agni is used. Tejaha is used. Everything is used because everything signifies one element which makes you understand Brat is Brahman. Turiya means this is a state. This is what is the content of the three states. Is a word. Turiyasya Atma Avagame. Understanding oneself to be Turiya. This Atma also is a word because you think Atma is understanding Atma to be Turiya. Is not like understanding 3 plus 4 is 8 minus 1. Both are non-me. This Atmatva Avagame means what? Myself. One's own Swarupa is Turiya Swarupa, not Prajna Vishwa Taijasa Swarupa. Like that, if one understands, then Anatma Trishna Vyavritti happens. Therefore, Anatma Trishna Vyavritti Hetutvat. Therefore, it is not Nirartakam. It is not, it's the only Sartakam. Everything else only is Anartakam. The only thing which gets you something is this jnana. Everything else makes you stay where you are. You just keep running around the lap, marathon run. till you fall down. So it is nirartakam. So the only sartakam is turiyasya atmatvavagama, because it takes you out of that lap. You can still run, but you are outside. Like the Mayavi, Bhumishtaha. We saw, right? That magician was standing on the ground, away from all that, but he's the one who is doing all that also. Shuktigavagame iva rajata trishnayaha. Once you know that it is stone, then your longing to keep that stone as a silver coin goes away. Like that here also, once you know it is Turiya Vastu, Brahma Vastu, then your Anatma Trishna is gone. Therefore, it is not Nirartakam. Nahi Turiyasya Atmatvavagame Sati Avidya Trishnadi Doshanam Sambhavaha Asti. So once you have understood Turiya Brahma Vastu as your Atma, then there is no possibility of Avidya Trishna Dosha, etc. Why would you go after it? So Kupatataga Staniyam in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, no? Sarvata Samplutodake Yavanartha Utapane Tavan Sarveshu Vedeshu Brahmanasya Vijanataha. When you have flood of water everywhere, would you go to a well or a pond to take water? Everything is a pond for you. Like Chennai in floods. You don't have to search a well. Avidya Trishnadi Doshanam Sambhavaha Nasti. So, Nacha Turiyasya Atmatva Anavagame Karanamasti. But you can ask a question. Is it even possible, because it's a fourth state? Is it even possible to say that I am Turiya? That itself may not be possible, no? How can we say that it is that kind of a jnanam is possible? He says you can't doubt it. There is no reason to doubt. Anavagama karanam nasti. Why? Sarvopanishadam tadartyena upakshayat. All the Upanishads are talking about it. Shruti Vakyas are there. If you are an Astika, then why are you not trusting it? Is there any reason to trust it is not possible? Is what he's asking. And he quotes Tattvamasi, Ayamatma Brahma, Tat Satyam Sa Atma, Yat Sakshad Aparokshad Brahma, Sabahya Abhyantaro Hi Ajaha, Atmaiva Idam Sarvam Ityadinam. He picks up all the Shruti Vakyas which shows Atma as Turiya, Brahman. All Mahavakyas. Though some of them are called Mahavakya because they have identified some from one Vakya from each Upanishad and shown that this is Mahavakya. So Tattvamasi is a Mahavakya, Ayamatma Brahma is Mahavakya. But even Tat Satyam Sa Atma along with Tattvamasi can also be called a Mahavakyam, no? Sadeva Satyam Sayeva Atma, it's what it says. That's a Mahavakya only. Just that we generally as a tradition we call some things as Mahavakya. Sabahya Abhyantaro Hi Ajaha, Yat Sakshad Aparokshad Brahma, Atma Eva Idam Sarvam. All these are Vakyas only. We can spend some time on each one of them next session, because each one of them looks at Jiva Brahma Aikya from one lens. So we can spend some time because there is a context. But what Bhashyakara is now concluding is there is no reason for you to not trust the possibility of Brahma Jnana. Therefore, this Turiya has to be understood. So we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.